I feel like there's just a couple of things that kind of just have me like, eh. Hey girl, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Faye, and for today's video, as you can see by the title, I am bringing you guys another foundation review. This one comes with a lot of claims, so when I saw that this came out, I was like, absolutely throw it in the bag. We have to review and see what's tea. So for today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the new ANASTASIA Impeccable Blurring Second Skin Matte Foundation. Y'all already know it's oily girl season around here, so as soon as I saw this was a matte foundation, it was an immediate yes for me to try. And then she also came out with a setting spray. This is the Impeccable Blurring Matte Setting Spray. So we're going to be putting these to the test today. Per usual, I will have everything that I mentioned listed and linked for you guys down below in the description box. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and let's go ahead and get into the review. All right, y'all, so before we even get into the foundation application, first things first is skin prep. Like I said, I am very oily, so we never skip out on skin prep around here. First up, I'm going in with the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Water Powder Serum. If you're part of the community around here, you guys already know this will not be a surprise. Absolutely love this primer, and I kind of use it similar to skincare. And then next up for primer, I'm actually going in with a drugstore primer today. This one is from Maybelline. If you watched my recent foundation review of the new Maybelline foundation, you guys know that I tried out this primer in that video. I have been absolutely loving this. This is the Poreless Jelly Hydrating Blur Primer. So we're just gonna apply this all over the skin, and then we'll jump into the foundation. All right, so now that the skin is prepped, we'll just let the primers kind of soak in and do their thing for a little bit, and we'll get into the claims for the foundation. So again, like I said, this is the ANASTASIA Impeccable Blurring Second Skin Matte Foundation. It comes in 25 shades and retails for $46. You can pick this up from both Sephora and Ulta, as well as, of course, on their website. But the reason that we're here is for the claims, so let's get into it. So it says that this is a medium to full coverage velvet matte foundation. It's non-comedogenic, and it's supposed to perfect skin with a blurring second skin finish for up to 12 hours. And on the side of the box, it does list all of the claims. So what it says here is that it's blurring, soft matte, second skin, weightless, moisturizing, hydrating, natural, long-lasting, non-drying, no settling, dermatologist tested, non-comedogenic, vegan, and cruelty-free. So again, those are some strong claims. And then like I said, I did also pick up the setting spray. This comes in both a travel size and a full size. The travel size is 1.35 ounces, which retails for retails for $17, which is the one that I picked up. And then the full size is 3.38 ounces, and that one retails for $36. So the claims for this is that it's supposed to be a 24-hour matte setting spray that blurs, hydrates, and locks in makeup for a non-drying skin-like finish. And if you know, you know, throughout my makeup routine, I usually will spray a setting spray after certain steps. So this does say in the how to use section that you can mist this throughout your makeup application to blend for a natural finish, or you can pair it with powder eyeshadows and highlighters for a more intense payoff. So I'm just gonna stick to this one today, and we'll see what it's giving. So I picked the foundation up in the shade 5W, which is described as being for tan skin with warm golden undertones. Now I will say I wish that there were more neutral or like olive options in the shade range, because like this was pretty much the only one that I felt like would work well for me compared to other foundations. You guys already know, oftentimes there's like 2 or 3 potential options that I could make work. But this one was like the closest match that I felt like would look good on my complexion. So let's go ahead and get into the application. So this foundation does come with a pump, which honestly at this point in the game, if you're putting out a foundation that's not either a pump or a squeeze tube, then what are you doing? So we're grateful for the pump, and of course I'm just going to apply it with my concealer brush and blend it out. Okay, so this is one side blended out so far compared to my other side. I will go ahead and say right off the bat that the color is very, very warm. So we'll see how this comes together once I apply my full face, but it's definitely warm. So if we could get like a 5 in or like a 5 warm olive or something in there so that all of those like tan to darker shades are not in the warm category, that would actually be great. But as far as how it blended out really nicely. You guys saw when I showed you guys how it looked on my mixing tray. It's very thick, but it doesn't feel heavy on the skin, and the coverage is pretty good so far. It's giving medium coverage in my opinion, because I can still kind of see some of my dark spots peeking through, but we'll of course see how it builds up. So I'm gonna go ahead and blend out the other side. Okay, so this is the full face blended out on both sides. Again, like I said, I think that the coverage actually looks really good. Just with one layer, it's giving a strong medium coverage. But again, you guys can probably see that I can still see some of my dark spots peeking through on both sides of my cheeks. So I went ahead and pumped out a little bit more on my tray. I'm probably not gonna use all of this because again, it's definitely giving thick and coverage. But I just kind of want to see how it'll build up on the cheeks. This color, I will just go ahead and be honest, it is a little dark for me. Like, look at my neck and then look at my face. I do feel like it is a little bit dark, and again, like I said, it's definitely very warm leaning, but we will try to make it work. Okay, so this is after the second layer on the cheeks. Also, if you're interested, this brush that I'm using is the BK Beauty 101 foundation brush. I have really been enjoying this one lately. Nice and fluffy, but still very dense, and allows you to really pack and press foundation into your skin and blends it out really nicely. But yeah, like I said, this is how the face is looking. I think it did give really nice coverage, and I do agree that it does seem to be giving a soft matte finish. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the rest of the face. I'm gonna put you guys in fast forward since I didn't show you my routine in my last foundation review. I'll show it to you guys in this one, but I'm not gonna talk through it. I'm just gonna show you the products, and of course everything will be linked for you guys down below. And then once I'm done, I'll come back in and give you guys my initial impression before we jump into the wear test. So the face is finished. This is how we are looking now that all of the makeup is on. You guys let me know what you think about the shade now that I have my full face of makeup on. I think it looks pretty good actually now that I have the rest of my makeup on. I do still think that we could use a little bit more variety in the shades in that like tan to deep range. We're not all warm, so if we can get a couple, you know, neutral shades in there, that would be great. But I kind of just decided to go in with some more neutral leaning like concealers and whatnot on the face and didn't go too warm on the bronzer. So I think now that we have everything on and meshed together, it does look pretty good. This is a close-up. I'll zoom you guys in so you guys can see. So this is a close-up of the skin. Now that all of the makeup is on, it definitely looks very smooth, very flawless. I'll also mention that my face does actually feel very matte. So on that matte claim for both the foundation and the setting spray, it's definitely giving matte. It doesn't look matte, it doesn't look dry, it doesn't look cakey. The feel of it is very soft matte, but I can definitely feel like on my face that my face feels matte, if that makes sense. Not uncomfortable, like I said, but in comparison to like other foundations that I've tried, I can feel that this one is truly drying down as a matte foundation, which I'm not mad at because again, I'm an oily girl and I do actually have to have this on for a good little minute because we have dinner reservations at 8:15 tonight and it's currently 12:55. So here is the time check. I'm trying not to show y'all all my business. Okay. So here is the time check, 12:56. And so we'll start this at 1 p.m. and we'll see how it wears throughout the day. I probably will check in with you guys before I go to dinner just to show you guys what it looks like, how it's holding up, if I need to touch it up a little bit before we go out. But again, first impressions, I have pretty high hopes for the wear of this just based on how it feels on the skin right now, but I will check back in with you guys a little bit later and give you an update. Hey y'all, so we are back. Like I said, I am actually getting ready to head out for dinner. It is currently 7:30. Hold on, let me show y'all the check-in. 7:27 to be exact. So far we have had this foundation on for 6.5 hours. Yeah, 6.5 hours. This is what the face is looking like. I would say we're a good bit oily in my opinion. It doesn't look like anything is breaking up. The face itself still looks good. Under my eye area is still pretty matte, but everywhere else is looking pretty oily and pretty, you know, glowy, dewy. So we're gonna take my tissue per usual. This time I am actually going out somewhere. Normally for my reviews, I kind of touch up and then show you what it would look like. But this time we're touching up and we're actually continuing the wear test because I don't have time to do my makeup over. Not that I want to or feel like I need to, but I'm just saying, this time we're giving a couple more hours. And I'm not sure if you'll be able to see, but it did kind of settle in my nose area right here on both sides. So I'm gonna go in per usual with my Urban Decay All Nighter powder and just go over the face and kind of refresh everything. I haven't been outside or anything today. I've literally, like I finished filming and then I went downstairs and started editing. So this is how we're looking from just being inside. So yeah, I don't love that it kind of has settled around my nose area, but again, I don't have time to fix it. So this is how we're looking. And I am gonna go ahead and spray the face some more with the setting spray. And again, since I am going out, this time I am gonna sandwich it with the L'Oreal Infallible setting spray, which honestly is such a great drugstore setting spray option if you're looking for one that actually works. So this is how we're looking, refreshed. Honestly, I think the face looks pretty good. I'm not mad at it. It's looking definitely more lived in and radiant in my opinion than it looked when we initially got ready earlier. But like I said, we are headed to dinner. Our reservation is for 8:15, so we're literally about to run out of the door. This is how much came off on the tissue when I blotted. And whenever I get back, I'll give you guys another check-in and let you see how it held up. Hey y'all, so I am back home from dinner. It is currently 11:21. As you can see, 11:22 now. So we started this at 1 o'clock, if I remember correctly. So we have officially had this face on for 10 hours and 22 minutes. So basically 10 hours and almost 30 minutes. And this is how we are looking. So you guys know I checked back in with you guys. I think that was around 7-ish. And we kind of touched up a little bit. We were looking pretty oily, so we touched up the face. Now I feel like it's starting to get a little bit oily, but it's not nearly as much as it was earlier. Let me zoom you guys in a little or a lot so you can see. So this is how we are looking now after 10 hours. You'll also probably be able to see now a little bit closer how it kind of broke up in my nose area, and it's also still kind of settling in that area again. But besides that, I think it looks pretty good. It's not settling in my smile lines anywhere. Yeah, now I will say it doesn't feel heavy on the face, but it does look, in my opinion, kind of makeup-y. Like I showed you guys, it's a pretty thick foundation, so I do kind of feel like on the skin, I wouldn't say it looks cakey, but it's not giving skin. I don't think it claims to. Oh yeah, it says second skin, so I don't know. Y'all let me know what you think down below. Is it giving second skin or is it giving makeup? Y'all let me know. To me, just looking at it up close, I feel like it's giving makeup, which I'm not mad at it. I feel like, you know, different strokes for different folks. Everything has its place. But to be honest, after reviewing this Maybelline foundation yesterday and then reviewing this one, if I had to choose between the two, I would go with this one. I feel like this one really just ate down, and for the price compared to this high-end foundation, I don't know, having that comparison from yesterday with the Maybelline foundation, I just feel like it's kind of reset my mind a little bit on like standards, if that makes sense. And so it's a little bit harder for me to give this one, just give it easy passes, especially considering that it's more expensive and this one really just ate down. So I don't know. I don't hate it, but I'm not like, oh my gosh, I love, you need, go buy. I'm just kind of like it's cute. It's a foundation. You know, it held up. It wore nicely. I got a little bit oily, as I always do. But it's like, it's not like blowing me away, if that makes sense. So yeah, I guess that's going to bring us to the end of this review. I am exhausted, like I said. I'm very much ready to go to sleep. I guess if I had to give final thoughts on this foundation, if you are somebody that likes full coverage, that wants something that will wear and hold up for you, like, you know, for hours, because I mean, I will say it did hold up. I did get oily, but my face is still very much intact. So if you're looking for something that's long wearing, that is mostly mattifying, that is, you know, medium buildable to full coverage, that will last for a long time, and if you just like Anastasia and you just want to try out the foundation, then I would say try it out. I think the other thing that kind of just has me like is also I felt like the shade wasn't like a perfect match for me, and I feel like they could expand the shades a little bit more to include more of the like neutral and warm olive and like more variations of complexions within the different categories, like the fair, the light, the medium, the tan, the deep. I feel like they could give us more variations. Like Anastasia's been around for a minute, so you know, I feel like they could give us more when it comes to the undertones and the options for different complexions. So, you know, I feel like there's just a couple of things that kind of just have me like, you know, like I said, just kind of like, That's really all I've got. Just like it's giving on a scale of 1 to 10, like a 6 or a 7. I'm not saying don't get it, but I'm also not saying you need it, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's all I have for y'all for this video. I'm about to go wash my face and get ready for bed. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. If you've tried out this foundation or just from watching me review it, like what are your thoughts? Is it giving meh, or do you think something different just based on the application and the check-ins? Like, what do you guys think? Let me know down below in the comments, because maybe I'm just tired. I don't know. Y'all let me know. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you made it all the way to the end, leave this emoji down below in the comments to let me know that you made it all the way to the end. And if you have not joined the community, I would absolutely love to have you. So be sure to click on the subscribe button down below. It's free $99, and it'll make sure that you don't miss out on any of my future videos. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon in my next one.